Okay, I just wanted to go over my budget-friendly Coors Essential Molly Battle Belt. So right now, what I have on is the 1.5-inch inner liner, which has the Velcro over the top of it, and then the belt itself, which is the 1.75-inch Molly Battle Belt. This goes over the top of it. It's got the Velcro on the inside of it, so that way when I strap in, I just line up the Velcro with where I need it, and go and just have it go all the way around the top of the um, inner liner. And then Core's got this US patent on the ratchet system that you hear right now. And it's got like 20 different settings, and it helps like secure and tighten down the belt without it really going anywhere, and it locks in really good. So right now, what I have on is I'm just going to go over, I guess, my kind of like budget friendly belt. So for the belt itself, I got this on a sale, and pretty good deal. So I got the belt itself, and a lot of the other gear and stuff you see on here is just stuff I already had. I think the only thing I really bought was just maybe like the medic pouch, but other than that, I pretty much had everything else. Oh, and then the what are these? The Black Hawk magazine pouches I got as well. So right now, let me start with the front here. I'm not repelling or going to any helos, so I didn't get the ring attachment that a lot of the belts do have. So for me, I just use 550 cord like a lot of us did in the infantry, 550 paracord, as you will, and just use the inline bowline knot, and then I'm just attach my D-ring with my mechanic gloves. Okay, pretty simple. I don't need anything fancy as far as that for me. Again, and everybody's battle belt's different or range belt. Um, I'm right-handed, so that's kind of how I have my setup. Obviously, left-handed people or just people in general will just have a different setup, and that's fine. But this is just how my setup is. So moving on to the magazine pouches, since I have 21 round magazines here, I kind of use the ends or the pieces of the belt that I had to cut off here, and then I just put them over the top of the Velcro here. So that way, when I'm like pulling out my magazines, I got this really thick piece of belt to grab and pull on, and it just gives it a little bit more extra Velcro to attach. So that way, different size magazines, I can adjust that as well. Moving on to the pistol magazine, was a magazine I already had, or a pouch I already had here. So what I did was just threw into aluminum magazines here, fit in perfect as usual, and then you got the button and the Velcro strap to lock it in. And then here I'm using as my dump pouch my saw pouch from the army. And right now I got just 200 round magazines. You can put anything you can. You can even use your magazines as you're like doing magazine changes. It's just an easier pouch to just dump this in. I can secure it, Velcro it in, instead of having to try to like shove it back in there. Especially when you're on the range, things like that, doing magazine changes and training, it's just a little bit easier tool to just have, along with throwing some water, some snacks, or whatever else I may need to put in there. It's just a really good pouch. Not everyone needs it. That's just something I threw on there. Um, Here I have my medic pouch. In there I have scissors, a tourniquet, um, tape, and gauze. Different types of gauze, the padded gauze, and just like the rolls and stuff like that as well. Um, Moving on to the holster, since I'm not running around doing any of that type of shooting, so I just got a friction holster like which I already had. This is an outside and inside the waistband crossbreed holster. So right now I have obviously set it for the outside, so they have these different attachments you can use to set up your holster for this, or I can, if I want, I can switch it around and set it up for inside the waistband holster as well, which is I think pretty cool. Other than that, that's the setup. Like I said, you have the Velcro system that locks in all this belt and weight. So like I said, I have the 200 rounds here, uh, two magazines and a pistol. I mean, other than this like flopping right here, everything's pretty secure. And running around or just moving. Obviously, if I'm doing that, I would have a different holster for sure. But for just me going to the range, This is just my setup.